Jesus was walking along, sort of minding his own business, walking with his disciples. And along came a man with leprosy. He recognized Jesus. Wow, that's impressive because I've always wondered how and he recognized him. I mean, there's no social media, there are no pictures of Jesus, no photographs. So how would he know that this man was Jesus? But he did. And he said, Jesus, if you would be willing, you could heal me. Now, that's bold. That's confident. And that's hopeful. Jesus says, I'm willing, but shh, let's keep it on the down low. Keep it quiet. Don't talk about this all over town. Go straight to the priest. And by doing so, he can clear you and you can re-enter the community. And your life can bear witness to what I have done. So how do you think that went? The next thing he said in Luke 5:15-16 is this. But the news about him spread all the more, so that crowds of people came to hear him, to be healed of their sickness. But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. Wow, what grace Jesus offered others. I mean, he stops in the middle of his path and says yes to this leper's bold ask. Pretty amazing, right? And all Jesus asks is, shh, don't say much. Just go to the priest. That'll get you back into the community. And you don't have to say, leper, leper anymore. That's good for you. But no, the news about him spread all the more. And wham, there were all those crowds again. There was a queue again. The easy to read says Luke 5:15-16 this way. But the news about Jesus spread more and more. Many people came to hear him and were to be healed of their sicknesses. Jesus often went away to other places to be alone so that he could pray. But in reality, what would you do? I wish I could say for certain, but they did come to hear him. It says they listened, but of course they wanted more. They wanted their miracle. They wanted their healing. They wanted their 15 minutes. Okay, maybe that's a wee bit callous, but once again, I appreciate Eugene Peterson's very human take on this paraphrase. This is the message. But the man couldn't keep it to himself, and the word got out. Soon a large crowd of people had gathered to listen and be healed of their sicknesses. As often as possible, Jesus withdrew to an out-of-the-way place for prayer. Okay, the man couldn't help himself. It was such an amazing gift, an amazing transformation of his life. He didn't have to say, leper, leper. The amazing community that he now could be a part of again. He shared, and they came. Whatever Jesus had in mind for his agenda, it was disrupted. And he didn't forget to discipline. He didn't forget his discipline. It says, as often as possible, Jesus withdrew to an out-of-the-way place for prayer. As often as possible. As often as possible. As often as possible. Can I ask, what is your discipline? When you have a difficult day at the office, as often as possible. When you have a difficult relationship to tend to. When you have a difficult day with the weary around you. When you have a difficult day in the chaos we're experiencing. When you have a difficult day about anything, maybe it's time to withdraw to an out-of-the-way place for prayer. Go away to other places to be alone so you can pray. Waste a little time with Jesus. Maybe it can change your life too. Pray with me. Jesus, we thank you for how you allowed your life to be disrupted. Maybe you had an agenda that day. Maybe you were in the midst of going and coming and kind of had a thought of what you wanted to do, and this leper stops you and says, Jesus, if you want, you could heal me. And you do it. You have compassion and empathy. Oh, how your empathy is off the scales. And we're grateful. And so is he. So much so that he couldn't contain what had happened. And so he shared, and others came, wanted. Oh, how we want to be transformed. Oh, how we want to be a part of the community. How we don't want to be ostracized. We don't want to be set apart. We don't want to be demeaned. We don't want to be looked down upon. We want to be a part of the community, and so did this man. Sometimes, after hard days, after challenging days, it's time to get away. Maybe we need to make a new discipline as often as possible, that we break away to pray, that we break away to listen, just to hang out with you so that we are ready and refreshed for the interruptions that will come into our lives, for the changes you will make, the transformation you will call upon us to do, the hard things you will ask us to join you in, the places where you will ask us to stand up, to show justice and peace, to show compassion and love, to offer a hand to one who's been set aside from the community and draw them back in. As often as possible, may we hang out with you. Yes, always. Amen. Kathy, now we invite you to teach us, remind us of a breath practice maybe you've taught us before, to take in a deep breath as often as possible. You know, these breath practices can allow us to move out to another place, another space. Thank you for helping us.
For today's practice, we're going to allow ourselves to just think about our gaze. Where are our eyes focused? Find a place that you can focus your eyes, something that's not moving, and then just settle into that place. Notice your breath. Is it rhythmic? Is it balanced? Is it gentle? On your next exhale, release your focus. Come back to the present. Thanks for breathing with me.